Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Moohead Radio. I am Mr. Moohead, and I am not living in Florida. I don't know what it is exactly outside, but it's not Florida. By Florida standards, I mean wind chills of 25 degrees in Florida and snow flurries just literally about 50 miles north of us in Tampa is just really crazy shit. I'd like to tell you I have a ton of stuff to talk about today. I really don't. I'm going to focus in on the Cavaliers because they're the ones who are making news. The Browns, really not so much at this point. And I know a lot of people want to just talk about Brown speculation, but seeing as how the Cavaliers are actually playing games and are in the middle of a season, I think that it's important for me to kind of tap into what's going on with the Cleveland Cavaliers and try to figure out speculatively why. And it's confusing as hell to me. I got to be honest with you. I don't have any inside sources, and I only go by what my gut tells me. Now, I do have a sizable gut, so I got that going for me. But other than that, I'm not real thrilled. I cannot stand Schroeder. I can't stand him, and I can't cheer for him. What a little prick he is. He's played for 11 teams. Why the Cavaliers would have wanted him, except that Kenny Atkinson coached him when he was in Atlanta. But he's been everywhere. Every coach could say that. He's been everywhere, man. He's been everywhere. I mean, and why do you think he's been everywhere? Because he wears his welcome out every place that he goes. He's like a modern day Rajon Rondo. Rajon Rondo. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want him on the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I'm stepping ahead of myself. Let's start with DeAndre Hunter, shall we? And, you feel bad. And I'm trying to figure out why DeAndre Hunter went from being a really important player last year to being an absolute bozo this year. And here's what I notice about him. And I think I'm not going to come to any great conclusions, but if anybody had a blank stare in his face this year, it would be DeAndre Hunter. I'm trying to figure out what exactly happened to him. Does he have a depression problem? Was the fact that Ty Jerome, who was his college teammate on a national championship team, the fact that he left, did that sap confidence away from DeAndre Hunter? You never hear the other players saying, what a great guy DeAndre is, You see a lot of them buddying up together, but he has this distant, vague look about him. And I would swear that he was self-detonating. And I don't really know why. But it seems to me that something's wrong with that young man. And here's what leads me to believe that. It's one thing to hit a cold streak shooting the ball, but I've never seen anybody just pass the ball to the opposite team seemingly intentionally, throwing the ball out of bounds behind his own players, seemingly intentionally. He looked like a saboteur out there on the floor. And they kept giving him every opportunity with a bunch of different lineups. And the one thing remained steady. He just was a saboteur. If there was a way to fuck up, he was doing it, and I don't know why. Getting the ball stripped, throwing the ball away, missing shots, short-arming balls in the lane. He was just, and no closeout defense whatsoever. No effort. He was playing like somebody who was literally depressed. And the only thing that I could say that was more head-scratching than DeAndre Hunter has been Lonzo Ball. Why did anybody ever think that he was good? From the time he came out of college, he had a big mouth father. Sounds like a quarterback I know. But the bottom line was that you look at him, and when we just got done playing against Charlotte and LaMelo, they both suck. LaMelo, there's not a shot he doesn't love, no matter how bad it is. And he turns the ball over constantly. Lonzo can't shoot, is slow because he's had so many leg injuries. He probably should have had an amputation. And he, too, is absolutely phlegmatic. There's no excitement in that player. He doesn't look like he's happy. He looks like he's hanging on. And maybe they were buddies. Maybe DeAndre and Lonzo were buddies because they were soulmates in some kind of depressed world. But here's what doesn't make sense to me. And I'm trying to make sense of this desperately. How many guards could you have on a roster? The Cleveland Cavaliers have more guards than Buckingham Palace. You can name them because I just named Lonzo. We can name CPJ. We can name the oft-injured Darius Garland. Talk about him. Now we've got Keon Ellis. 6'4". He's an Isaac Okoro-sized 3-and-D guy coming back to us from Sacramento. I just don't know how many guards, Max Strus, who hasn't played yet this year, Sam Merrill, how many can you have? Now, I understand if you want a guy like Merrill, who's a little taller, little, if you want to have 6'4" guards out there, I understand that. The guy I feel sorry for is CPJ, because in limited opportunities, he has not done badly. He's a really fine rebounder for his size. That's going to be the thing, for his size. He's reluctant to shoot the basketball, and I'm not sure that Kenny Atkinson has ever really been sold on him. No matter what Kenny says, he keeps inserting Lonzo Ball into games and putting in DeAndre Hunter at the same time, which won't ever happen again, and the leads just shrunk, just totally shrunk. And consistently. And he would leave them in for long periods of time. And it's like, why? Why is this happening? What everyone wants to believe is that this trade deadline is not over for the Cavaliers, because now you're adding Schroeder to the mix. I played with 11 teams in the NBA, Dennis Schroeder. So what does it mean? Will Schroeder actually ever play for the Cavaliers? I have to believe he will, because Kenny Atkinson seems to love him. I couldn't believe what they said. We really like him because he's got an attitude. Fucking A, he's got an attitude. And 11 different teams had to put up with his shit. I think that what's happened to the Cavaliers is that they've gotten such a reputation for being soft that now we're seeing players starting to develop an attitude. Let's talk Jalen Tyson, another guard who's doing really well this year. You notice the better that he's doing, the more attitude he's just expressing on the court. How he's trying to lure players into altercations. And don't for a minute think that Naquan Tomlin hasn't been paying attention as well. Guy kind of hit him with an elbow to the side of the mouth, and he went up and just, like a blocking sled right in front of the official, knocked the guy on his ass. there's more braggadocio, even though the team hasn't really warranted it. And part of me is sitting back and saying, I understand, because when you play Dylan Brooks and he shoots all of your relatives in the stands and they don't call him for anything, he commits 3 murders, bloody murders on the court, and doesn't get called for anything. The message is being sent out by the NBA. We don't only want the game to be faster, we want it to be more physical. So the Cavaliers organization is saying we need guys who have attitude. And I think that's what's happening. Is it for the better? Not if it halts the progress of players. And I don't want to see Jalen Tyson become one-dimensional in the sense that he's going to be a provocateur, because he's proven to be a heck of a three-point shooter, and he's got a nice-looking floater, and he's not afraid to assert himself physically, and I love that. So if he's doing that, and you can see that Sam Merrill is getting handsy and doing what he can to kind of fight through screens. We got guys who are trying to play a little bit more physically in the hopes that Jared Allen would do what he did last night more regularly. That's right, David. They need a new attitude, peacock-looking woman. That woman always looked like a peacock to me. Patti LaBelle. She's her lady Marmalade. So what kind of a comment is this? Your voice would be great for audiobooks. Wait a minute. Audiobooks. Let's see if I can do this. And then he spread her ass cheeks apart. No, never mind. And it's funny when I was, for the person who said that, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been in radio since I was 17 years old, and I was a lousy disc jockey. I really was. And I learned from some of the really good disc jockeys how to do it. I could just never be that good at it because I was just too young to really have developed any kind of a personality. Now, you see, I can't keep my mouth shut and I'm offensive. So, I'm the guy who and you are listening to the beautiful sounds on WDJQ radio. Elevator music for the new millennium. Things like that, you see? Yeah. No, I can do this for you. Are you from Northeast Ohio? Sunday, lead to the nation's leading funny cars at Dragway 42. Yeah. It's unfortunate. This is going to be a fun show. So I have to believe that something is not quite right. Tony, you can get into the studio, but you got to do it right. Tony came and went. And then Tony came and went. Here we go. Tony, my man.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right.
Yeah. So, I have this feeling that something's going to happen with Cavaliers, and I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be. But if they're looking for guards who are more physical, what does it say about Darius Garland and his foot injury? I'm curious. Are they going to trade Darius Garland?
I don't know. It sounds like there's a fucking blockbuster brewing in the NBA with Giannis and the Timberwolves. So
yeah, that's right. I mean, I'm hearing that the Timberwolves are going after him like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, they need 3 or 4 teams because of the draft pick situation we're in. But yeah, I wonder if that leads to a star guard from another team being shipped to Cleveland, and Cleveland getting up from some salary and giving up some draft picks or something.
Well, the thing that's interesting is what they've done did in some ways ease a little bit of them getting down below the second apron, but
Yeah,
but you don't get the feeling that anything that was done. I mean, they wanted to part with DeAndre Hunter and get away from that salary. The problem is that Keon Ellis, if they want to re-sign him, is going to cost them money. And Keon Ellis is a guy who, I mean, how can I put this nicely? Last year, he was a much better player than this year because he had this disease, and it's called dying in
Sacramento-itis.
Yeah, dying in Sacramento. That's exactly right.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it was so bad that when he was there, Mike Brown's head shrunk.
He's now Mr. I was thinking of a word for
Turnip head.
small,
He's Mr. Turnip head.
a smaller potato, but it didn't.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but when you get two guys who are basically, backcourt guys, and you already have, and I think now, I think that's a done deal, Ron. I mean, I feel bad for Larry because Larry's a good guy. He's a really good human being. He just can't play basketball at the NBA level anymore. He's just beat up. He wanted to come home. He came home, and now that's that. If he gets sent somewhere, he's going to retire, and he should. He's made good money in the league. I hope he's invested it well because he really is a great guy. Would never say anything bad about that player at all. Because so many times you don't know the people. In this case, I know him, and he really is a good person. I can say that with absolute certainty.
Yep.
But somebody's got to go. And Max Strus ain't healing. What can we get for Lonzo? I'd like to give him syphilis. Thank you.
A date with a old hooker. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll get to Lonzo in just a moment. I am more fascinated with the Darius Garland, Max Strus, my foot never heals scenario. And I don't know what it means. I don't know how all this goes together, but they've sure been holding Garland out for a long time. What started out to be 7 to 10 days, and it's gone on longer than that.
Unless they think somehow Dennis Schroeder is going to be that fucking guy that can stabilize the backcourt, which, he'll give you 10 to 12 a night, but
right now, it's not that the Cavaliers are playing hideous basketball, but they're
aren't they the third team in the East or something like that?
Yeah, but they're turning the ball over 20 times a night.
Yeah.
I mean, the ball handling is really shaky. And people say, well, that's because Darius Garland's not playing. But Darius Garland, you have a problem. Donovan Mitchell, the ball sticks. Darius Garland, the ball sticks. The one thing I can say is that since Garland's been gone, the ball's been moving around more, and the Cavaliers have been scoring, for the most part, more points per game. They're getting more open looks, and they're passing the ball around the perimeter more, as opposed to two guys with the ball sticking in their hands. The question that I have is not whether Donovan Mitchell's a good player or that Darius Garland's a good player. Can they play together? And everything tells me no. Everything tells me that if you can improve your team and you're adding backcourt players, that you're going to be getting rid of somebody. And, I guess I've kind of looked at this from watching every minute of every game, and a guy like CPJ, who he's not there yet, but my God, the guy rebounds and hustles like a beast. He blocks shots. He's instant, bang for your buck off the bench. That's what he is. Not a starting player, nor should he be a starting player. But what we need and what we haven't been able to find is a suitable rotation where there isn't a tremendous drop off. And the more I watch them, the more I realize that, what this drop off is? It's whenever Lonzo Ball and DeAndre Hunter hit the floor. And it didn't matter who was on the floor with them. But you sure as fuck, you cannot have the way DeAndre Hunter was shooting, and he was supposed to be the volume shooter in the second unit, to have him, Lonzo Ball, and Naquan Tomlin on the court at the same time. Whose fucking idea is that? There's they got some hustle and CPJ, but CPJ, you can see he's reluctant to shoot the 3-point shot because he's been told not to. And I don't know. I'm just looking at the team and saying, Naquan Tomlin is a great hustle guy. But my God, only he could throw up a corner three and have it wedge in the side of the rim in the backboard. That guy, I mean, you want to talk about flat. You thought Twiggy was flat. He suffers from the same disease that Isaac Okoro did.
Yeah.
If you don't have air underneath your shot, look at Jalen Tyson, for God's sakes. Look at him last year and look at him this year. How much air there is under his shot, how he has developed a motion, a catch, keep the ball high, shoot with arc motion, and the ball is balanced in his hand and he gets rotation. That takes work, folks. That really takes repetition and work. But it doesn't look like Naquan's ever going to be any kind of a perimeter shooter, but he's sure fun to watch. And, give him 10, 12 minutes and he can kind of do his thing. And he's got long arms. He's a pest. And that's great. The way I described him on Twitter was he's a 6'8", 6'9" Matthew Dellavedova. He's a professional pest. And he can dunk the ball. He can get rebounds. He can get offensive rebounds. He's got a great second jump. And he's going to remain. They're going to sign him to a full-fledged contract because he's earned it. And Jalen Tyson is going to be out there playing a lot of minutes. The thing that bothers me is that now they're talking, well, we're going to divide up the minutes between Keon Ellis and it's like you can't take Jalen Tyson off the floor. It's like 23 minutes for Tyson and 18 for Keon. It's like, what kind of bullshit is that? Hi, Bronk. How are you?
Anyway, I'll let you guys carry on. I have no idea what you've been talking about.
It's okay. You'll figure it out real quick. It's the Cavalier stuff. So you start taking Tyson off the floor in important moments of the game so that Keon Ellis can play 18 minutes a night, and you're fucking up. Because Tyson can play defense, he can rebound, he can score. Keon Ellis has shown no ability to score large quantities of points. We don't know anything about him. And I'm not worried about his fucking minutes. We've got a bunch of guys that the way Kenny has been shuttling him in and off the floor, it's like watching a goddamn Chinese factory as far as, the whistle, you go now. And then a bunch of new people come in and then you go now. And then a bunch of people come back, it's like, let people stay on the floor, But who does he stick with the longest? Lonzo Ball, DeAndre Hunter. Let's keep them on the floor as long as we can. And in yesterday's game, we're up by 24 points. They came in and they cut the thing down to 10. It's like, get them off the floor. And Kenny does it again in the second half, and the same fucking thing happens. But fortunately, for whatever reason, the opposition decided they were just not going to play hard anymore in the second half of the game, and that was the end of that. But they got that thing back down to 10 points and on their home floor, and it took a couple of Jared Allen. Well, it took a performance of his lifetime.
Yeah, but what happened with that? I saw like
Did
2
he have,
minutes of that game.
Was he 40 points or something like that?
Yeah, he scored 40 points, and what's his name? Advia,
Well, Deniavia, did he play?
Playing.
He did not play. So, and he's not a tall guy, but he's a bruiser. Okay.
So he was going. Allen was going against Donovan Clingan. Wasn't he in Star Trek? Donovan Clingan.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
The pointy ears.
Yeah, he went through the wormhole.
That's right. And no, yeah, and so for the beginning of the game, you know what it looked like? It looked like Jared Allen was a bear who had just gotten up from his long winter of despair and got up and said, I got to find myself something to eat. And he went after this guy like there was no tomorrow. He was going to the basket and jamming him in, banking him in. I mean, it's like, holy shit, this guy must suck totally. And the fact is that we've seen in very small dribs and drabs, they keep saying, well, that's what Jared Allen could be. It's like, no, he can't. Because
if he plays a shit guy, then yeah. But if he plays simply good.
Yeah, you put him up against Jokic and it's
no.
Yeah, well, and in his spare time, he plays with model cars. I mean, he's just not that guy.
Yeah.
Have
you guys seen, but it's slight change of subject, have you guys seen this prospect from Australia who was born in South Sudan, who's like 7'6"? He's like 17 years old.
Oh,
thinking like he's going to be like the next guy. Yeah, I saw some report on him, and he looks like a 7'6" Evan Mobley, but thinner. And you're just wondering how he's going to live.
I'm still waiting on Wembanyama because these guys who are skinny guys.
This guy's really skinny.
I mean, they have leg and foot problems. So you remember, Rick Spitz, when he was with the Pacers, he was 7'3" and he had foot problems. Zadrunas and Ilgauskas ended his career, the foot problems. And these guys weren't skinny, but
Manute Bol was always hurt. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, you look at
Greg Oden, the poster child of all those.
Oh, people. Yeah,
Ralph Sampson.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, and you can see this, and Sam Bowie. That's absolutely right, Richard. Absolutely right. I mean, it's like a thing that repeats itself over and over again. And I'm just waiting on Wembanyama because the more minutes he racks up, and he, for the first time this year, he's missed games. And you say to yourself, and it's like leg problems. And
well, did he miss like the last quarter of last season because of whatever deep vein thrombosis or whatever in his shoulder, something like that?
Your microphone is.
You sound like a World War II fighter pilot. Like Roger.
I'm in my car, so it may not be the best.
That's what it is.
He's driving in his car.
You were like avoiding Messerschmitts, like.
Yeah. Do this for me, Tony. Breaker. Do that. Breaker, good buddy. Do it. Tony.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know the convoy. He's gone.
It's like it's like breaker, Tony. What's your location, buddy? You there, Tony? Tony is like probably putting together his headset. So
anyway.
Something's brewing for the Cavaliers, Bronk. I don't know what it is, but
what is going on? Yeah, I just saw the box score of that game, and I thought Allen with 40 points.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe they threw the ball to him 20 times.
From the beginning of the
score 40
game.
points.
I mean, right from the very beginning of the game, man, they're just feeding him, and the guy couldn't stop him. I mean, it was, and honestly, they were making 3-point shots in the first quarter, in the first half, and that was keeping them in the game. But that kind of ended, and the Cavaliers had some real prolific runs, and that is what put them away. You back, Tony?
Is this any better?
Better. Well, it's better than diarrhea, but
No.
I can't.
Anyway, we're glad you're here, Tony.
Thank you.
We're glad you're here.
Yeah.
We're all still here.
David Talevsky's coming in.
Oh my God,
David,
we're putting the band together.
hey, we're the Monkeys. Yeah.
Get Blue Marini and
only one of us is left.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
they're all dead.
Yeah, Mickey Dolenz is looking around him like, uh-oh. So Damon Wilson died from Sanford and Son.
You big dummy.
You big dummy. Yeah, absolutely. You wake up and there's Red Fox,
It's
and on Elizabeth. On Tester. They're all there now. And Catherine O'Hara, I was shocked that she passed away. So these are my contemporaries, folks. Catherine O'Hara was 71. I never realized when I was watching her in 1980.
Younger than Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah, in 1980, when they first put SCTV on American television, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, I was watching that program. I was 23 years old and she was 26. I had no idea, that we were that close in age, but now I believe it.
Was that on like Channel 43 or something? I'm trying to remember what channels.
I thought it was NBC.
It was NBC, yeah, but it was the late.
Morning,
Yeah, you really had to like that
Snyder,
show. You had to like that show to stay up for it.
They could have made a killer block if what they did was they put it on after SNL, especially in that era, because that's when SNL was really going to shit.
Yeah, that was a prolonged death. Yeah.
Anyway.
So, as far as the Cavaliers are concerned, here's my best guess. My best guess is that they are going to do something that is big. And I think Darius Garland is going.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And the reason is there's too much silence regarding, it's like they said 7 to 10 days, 7 to 10 days, we'll get an update. We haven't gotten shit for an update, except that we saw him shooting balls and when they were in Cleveland. He was shooting from the perimeter. And, I just don't think that he and Donovan Mitchell are a backcourt pairing.
They're not. No, they've proven they're not.
And he's a lousy defensive player. Darius, like I said, Darius and it's not that I don't like Darius. Darius has a lot of skills. I mean, he's very good at handling a ball. You can get into the paint, but he never got stronger. And so his body is broken and he can't play defense. Anybody can back him down. The guards of the league are bigger now.
Who would be a good fit for him? What would be a good team for him to go to? Where they could just have somewhere where he's just
the Utah Jazz. He can just shoot balls up at will.
Yeah,
I don't know. Well, of course, not now. Kind of late for that now. But he's got to go to a team. Yeah, there's no way that he plays in that kind of a physical environment because he's exposed defensively on the floor. You need somebody in the West where they do the up and down game. And he can preside over that kind of run and gun 'em kind of game. So that's where I would see him going out west.
Wow.
Complete the Moohead nightmare. Trade him to Charlotte for the Mellow Ball, and you can have the ball twins.
Oh, the Ball brothers. I got your balls right here.
Yeah. God.
In my trousers.
You're trying to imitate me. You're trying to imitate me? Look, why don't you grab down my trousers to see the treasure that you find? Oh, my God.
Oh, dear.
And Rick is absolutely right. We're going to start
Judy.
calling him, Jerry Judy Garland.
Wow.
He
Uh,
wears ruby red slippers out on the court.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing
There's
is
no place like home.
but there has to be subtraction involved for the Cavaliers because they're under the ultimate pressure because Donovan Mitchell, if they don't re-sign him, they lose their best player. And nobody wants a rebuild.
No.
Dan Gilbert doesn't want a rebuild.
No, he's too
So-
old for that. We all are too old for that.
The other thing
The
is,
ultimate question.
huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the ultimate question is: does Donovan want to resign?
Well, we don't know that. But I mean, what I do know from watching the team is that he's not a point guard. Donovan Mitchell is a scoring guard. If
Yeah.
you put the ball in his hands to try to set up plays, he's
have to.
cluster fucked, man. He can't get open court because they just trap him, and he's like at the top of the key and he's just stuck. And that's where a lot of the turnovers have been happening, trying to use him as a point guard. And that's not a good thing. And the only reason I can think of they want Schroeder is because he's a point guard. And that could move, and he's not going to pressure, people for shots. He can shoot the ball some, but it's not going to take Donovan Mitchell's, quantity of shots away from him the way that technically Darius Garland does. And he's got more height than Darius Garland, Schroeder does. And he's got more of an attitude, which has talked his way out of 11 teams. He's like Ray John Rondo. Ray John Rondo. Tommy Heinsohn describing him. I would really like that guy. I would really like Rondo. But you know something? He has to be white. I don't want to be prejudiced to anything. I am a Catholic Bostonian.
If he was more like John Havlicek.
John Havlicek. And that's it. Larry Siegfried.
Gerald Green. Oh, wait.
Larry Bird.
Kevin McHale. Walter McCarty.
Walter McCarty.
Wow.
Oh, God almighty. That Walter
Ryan
McCarty
Scalabrine.
went away quick.
Oh man.
I just have a feeling that
You have a feeling in your water.
and there has to be more, because if you're getting rid of Darius Garland, if that is what's happening, you got to get more for him. And where, I don't
Where's
know.
it coming from? Yeah.
I don't know. And it's not Giannis, because I don't see that.
Giannis don't fit with us.
There's no way the Cavs could afford him.
That's right.
Yeah. Is there like a quadruple apron we can be in?
You'd have to give up Donovan Mitchell to get Giannis, essentially.
The stupidity of some of the sports fans on the radio. They're saying they should go after Draymond.
Well, he's like 90 years old.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not gonna, you know what really bothers me? I was watching Dylan Brooks play, and it just makes me get really pissed off that the league is allowing these quasi tough guys, and they are encouraging them. I mean, and it's who caused it all. Bill Laimbeer and the goddamn Pistons with Rodman, all that bullshit. That's what started it all, and it's just evolved. It's usually one guy on a team. Now all of a sudden,
It's
you're going to have
four guys.
multiple guys doing this nonsense, and it really, I don't know, detracts from the interest of the game.
Oh man.
One of them ended up losing to the Tigers, Rick.
Yeah, he did. He did. Jump. That was gnarly.
Yeah, I love the more comments, the better, because it exercises my brain. But if you really look at, the thing that's not clear is why Schroeder's even there. I could see them flipping him, by the way, without him ever playing in Cleveland. That would make more sense to me than him playing.
Yeah, could they do like
Didn't
some
he play last
salary
night?
cap? No.
One at a time. Bronk, you go first.
I mean, is that some sort of salary cap thing that they're working on? Like, get rid of him and like get his money or whatever? Or what can they do with that? We need Mbooby we trust. Remember that guy?
Well, yeah. What I believe is that it's possible that they have just about finalized some kind of deal that would have required a certain type or a certain player to be able to have the possession of that player to facilitate the other trade. I really don't know. I don't know, but it's just very odd that Max Strus, we're not hearing anything about him. We're not even hearing anything about Garland, who is a prolific player on our team, about his foot. We're not hearing a goddamn thing. When things go quiet like this, it's like, you don't talk about that shit if you're trying to trade somebody.
Was it like Thursday afternoon that all this has to be over by?
Yeah. So, I mean, whatever's going to go down, I'm glad that, that I can talk about it now instead of after the fact. I want to see how close my prognostication comes. And that is that Max Strus had botched surgery for that Jones fracture and is not going to play at all this year and won't be able to play again until next year for whomever he's playing for. Are you back again, Tony?
Yeah, I had a call come through that kicked me out of the fucking show.
A call?
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
Who in the hell's calling you?
It was a fucking your auto warranty is expired.
Your mother.
His
Let me
bookie.
tell you something. Your mother's calling you. Get on the phone.
That reminds me of the good old days when you had the Moo phone and Tony would be on and I'd ring up and that would kick him off.
Oh, you want to go old?
only have one caller at a time.
You could only have one caller at a time.
How about
Me and Brock would take turns just kicking each other in the stupid.
old school Moohead? Ready?
Old school Moohead.
Ring, 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 ring.
Ring, ring. Banana phone.
Banana phone. Yeah.
That's the one.
Right.
Oh my God. David Talevsky's in the Arctic. Fucking hell.
What in the hell is he doing?
I don't know.
No, this is
Don't jump. Don't jump.
no, this is a first person perspective. How did you get the camera on Sasquatch? That's really impressive. Oh,
Apparently he
goodness
does a
gracious.
lot of POV videos. Yeah.
There were
Yeah.
actually we had like 3 deer pass through here a couple days ago.
Oh dear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But here's my guess. Strus is gone.
Struce dead.
Can't play this year,
Dead.
and they're $15.9 million. They're just going to ship him off and say he can play next year for somebody. All right. I'm also going to say that Darius Garland is gone, and that something large is brewing that is going to change the face of the organization without touching Donovan Mitchell, because they want to please Donovan Mitchell.
Well,
And I think
would.
trading Darius Garland, I think, will please him. You don't see those two guys palling it up much. I mean,
No, it's like a brother rivalry. It's not good.
if you saw the interview of Jalen Tyson after the Cavaliers beat the Lakers, and it was, the conversation was, well, it was all about LeBron returning to Cleveland and LeBron tearing up and all that, and how the crowd was really, applauding him. And in the post-game interview, they had Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Tyson together, and Tyson dropped this bomb.
Hmm.
This, meaning Cleveland, is Donovan's town. It's not LeBron's town anymore. And
Wow.
those two guys get along real well. And it's always been, the superstar on the team, the guy who was a perennial all-star, really has clout. And part of me believes that this is what's at work here. I don't see him and Darius working together.
No, you never see them together on TV or anything.
Nope. And
never have.
you know what it reminded me of? It was like that when the Cavaliers won the championship.
Yeah.
The rare moment where Kyrie Irving was embracing LeBron and because it meant so much to LeBron to bring home a championship and all that. But we found out later that once that all changed and everything moved forward, that Kyrie wanted the keys to the car, as he said, and it was like, this isn't LeBron's town anymore; it's my town. And I was like, then ship him off to the Boston Celtics, where Tommy Heinsohn says, "I don't know what that guy does for a living."
Oh, that was a horrible trade for both teams too. We got what little 5'2" Isaiah Thomas or whatever his name was.
Oh yeah. You know what I don't understand?
And
why won't he
Crowder?
Why won't he fall off the edge of the earth? Just do us a favor, would you, Kyrie?
Yeah, just walk gets to the end and poof.
He was never as good as when he was with Cleveland, and I think he put up points, but they weren't meaningful moments. And so I have a feeling that Garland's going to go. What I don't understand is who they might be targeting.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a hell of a question. And with Mobley not playing, it's even more interesting. I would have said that Jared Allen is trade bait. And
Mobley and Garland could get somebody halfway decent if you package them together.
Well,
thought.
But the whole thing is they're not ready to move on Mobley. And it wasn't long ago when everybody wanted Jared Allen out, and there's just something brewing. But they're good at keeping their mouths shut. Give that to the Cleveland Cavaliers front office.
Oh, if it was Jimmy Haslam, we would already know about it.
Yeah,
leaked it out.
As far as Sacramento, they just keep getting worse and worse. These trades,
How old are they? Are they like 50 years old? Every single fucker on their team?
Yeah. I mean, how do you end up with a roster full of senior citizens? Do you know how bad it is? Have you heard that? No, the house announcer, the guy, on the mic, for the arena in Sacramento?
Probably, because I've probably seen that feed.
Like in Cleveland, Cleveland, that, right? And there's like
Kings.
Sacramento. Here's your starting five. You better see them before they pass away. I don't know.
They're getting their
Coming up
pension
at
next
halftime,
week.
we're gonna have a euchre tournament.
Hey, I love euchre. I'm a euchre king myself.
And we're having an incontinence contest. That's coming up at halftime.
First 10,000 fans get their free complimentary Kings branded diaper.
No, they get the seat cushions so that they, their hemorrhoids aren't acting up. Fucking throw out the seat cushions.
But I think you're going to see DeAndre Hunter jacking up shot after shot after shot in Sacramento. And
he's dead now. He's like dead to the world. He'll just fade into oblivion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But he'll get what he wants. No pressure and a high volume of shooting.
24 million.
It's the only thing I can think of. I have never seen Keon Ellis play.
I know. To be honest, I know very little, if anything, about him. Like, why would I know about role players in the Western Conference? Why would that be important to me in my life?
I saw that a number of people who were, people who I talk back and forth with and who I consider to be credible people were talking about Keon Ellis. weeks before the trade deadline. Well, I mean, what you have is a guy who this year fell off the face of the earth because probably it was just, he's had his minutes diminished. He was demoted. Last year, he did better. He was shooting 46% or 41% maybe from 3.46 from the floor. And at 6'4", he got some long arms so he can play some defense. And, the Cavaliers specifically said that they feel that they can mold him into being a better player than what he has been in Sacramento. And I'll buy that.
Well, it didn't work with DeAndre Hunter. I mean, has anybody said, like, let's bring back George Niang and Karis LeVert?
Yeah.
It did work. No, it did. It worked from the standpoint that it got him back together with his college buddy. And it was a great ride for half a season, and he just couldn't, he couldn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, but it's like 30 games of ride it was for, and that was it.
But then when they said to him, you're going to start, his balls shriveled.
Yeah.
And it just went away. Yeah. And how about this for a headline from Terry Pluto?
No.
What is Jared Allen's secret value to the Cavaliers? And the answer is he's the one who plays once out of every 4 games and really agitates the fan base the most. That's your answer, Terry. Go back to
that gray hair, though. Can I ask Dwayne Stat what the weather is like in Florida? I mean, what is going on? Has hell freezed over?
Yeah. I'll tell you something. With the wind chill factor down here in Tampa, it was 25 degrees, and that is a dong freezing 25 degrees.
Damn.
There were flurries.
Flurries? Did you have flurries?
A lot more flurries than a Jake Paul fight.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Have you checked on the elderly?
A cold shower.
Yeah. Have you checked on the elderly in your neighborhood, like how Dickie V's getting on? And everything's all right.
Baby, it's fucking cold out here, baby.
I finally found something that makes my dick hard again, baby.
And it needs radiation.
Check out this popsicle, baby.
Oh, wow.
I know. It's I just keep thinking, about let's do this. Dwayne Stat having sex with Mary Kay Cabot. Let's go.
Ooh.
Oh God. Oh God. It's coming, gone.
Wow.
I know. So now if you're wondering what Mary Kay Cabot's doing to suck the dick of ownership in Cleveland, headline, how Todd Monken was the strong number 1 choice of Browns general manager Andrew Berry, Jimmy Haslam, and everyone on the committee. That you have to put that in a headline just proves it's not true.
I mean, you get better news out of Pravda in Russia. I mean, you really do.
God, it's annoying. It's just,
amazing.
If I wanted something up my ass, I'd just buy a dildo. And here's what she says. The truth is, anytime Mary Kay Cabot says, the truth is,
it's the exact opposite. You know it's not true.
Monken was the strong number 1 choice of everyone in the building.
Including me.
Including Andrew Berry.
Wow.
Uh-huh. Righto.
Well, if Monken is just, from what I've seen, which may not be accurate at all, he just seems to have hired all of his offensive team, and they're still waiting to decide what the defensive side of the ball is going to look like. So
no, what it tells
like
me is
coming back.
Well, no, what it tells me is that Monken has kicked the door wide open for Schwartz and let the Browns negotiate with Jim to
Yep.
see if he's willing to come back.
I think he probably will actually, but because only the reason why I say that is from personal experience. I have had hissy fits at jobs myself and come back, so I know it can be done. It can happen. So,
No, he's not bringing Lamar to Cleveland.
I wouldn't have thought.
Let's snuff that baby out in the crib, man. No.
No, there ain't.
I wanted to give a little update that I think is interesting. This headline: Guardians' decision to pass on proven power bats raises questions. Why would it raise questions?
They don't want to pay him.
They didn't want Eugenio Suarez, who was the guy who hit 49 home runs last year. And Suarez went out a 1-year, $15 million deal to Cincinnati. So it wasn't like they were had big bidders in on this. Austin Hayes, 1 year, $6 million to Chicago.
That's chump change for the MLB, man. That
Right, exactly.
No money. Money whatsoever.
And the commentators are all saying, God, they could have brought those guys in at that price. Why weren't they bidding on it? And I think I have an answer.
No.
Yes. I'm going to look this up so that everybody can hear.
They're going to bring back Russell Branyan. Richie Sexton.
All right. With the Jose Ramirez re-signing, people are saying, why in the hell? Why in the hell? Yeah, why? Why would Jose Ramirez put himself in eternal hell? All right.
Do the Andy Rooney voice. Why is it that Jose?
Why is it that he would do something like that? Is he one of those self-haters? There's Bill Hader and self-hater.
Haters, yes.
Yeah. Well, there was an interesting little thing when Jose Ramirez signed that long-term deal for the future to finish his whole career in Cleveland. Who was up there announcing it?
Mary Kay Cabot.
That's right. No. No.
Paul fucking Dolan?
Yeah, sure. But who was with him?
Oh, I don't know.
David Blitzer. Now,
wow.
David Blitzer is now the 30% owner of the Cleveland Guardians. Oh,
I know nothing of this.
But no, this is interesting. Listen to this guy. This guy is an investor employed by Blackstone.
Oh, God.
He is the first man to own equity in 5 major sports leagues in the United States: the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, MLS, and Major League Baseball.
Oh, he must be a hedge fund cretin.
Yes. This guy's got more money than God. And he suddenly is silently sitting there. And he, you know what he looked like? He looked like all the people who are running America that we can't see.
Yeah, and Britain as well. Let's be fair. I mean, they're all everywhere. Yeah.
My goodness, this guy, I'll just do this. The New Jersey Devils ice hockey team, the 76ers basketball team, the Washington Commanders football team.
Wow.
This guy, and his minority shares climbing up. And the belief amongst people that I talk to is that by 2028, he will be the majority owner and the Dolans will be gone.
Well, they're getting old. Dolans
So-
are like the Koch brothers, man. They're getting old.
Dolan does not want to spend money while he is the majority owner.
Yep.
But that's why Blitzer was there to announce the long-term signing, because that will affect his pocketbook.
brain, yeah. Exactly.
And that is why he was up there. So something is right around the corner for the Guardians, and it will be no more Dolans, and it will be Blitzer.
Yeah, and that could go either way. That could be really good, or that could be really, really bad. And it's hard to say which way it'll go.
He has an estimated net worth of $3.6 billion, and that's low. I can tell you, because he's probably, God only knows what else.
He's probably got a lot of wicks in different pies.
I'm going to ask a question here of Google.
Ask
Let's see. Let's see. Yes, David Blitzer, the American businessman of the 76ers and Devils, is Jewish.
I think we can.
I
work
told
that-
you
can
so.
probably work that
told-
out.
Go Blitzer, Donna and Blitzer.
Yeah.
Yep. He's a donor to the Hillel International, which supports Jewish students in higher education. He is listed as a prominent Jewish American sports executive. And
Well,
he's
surely
got
must-
the nose to prove it.
He must do other things than sports, though. Come on, where's the hedge fund that he runs? He must run a hedge fund.
Oh, if I really got into his wiki, I mean, it would. That sounds really disgusting.
Yeah, got into his wiki.
Hey, look what I found.
He slid into his wiki.
All right, let's do this. He joined Blackstone in 1991
Blackstone, okay.
when he served as the firm's global head of tactical opportunities. How's that for a name?
That's
From 2012 until transitioning, to the chairman in 2024.
God. Well, that's the no wonder he's got
Yep.
more money than
Yep.
Bill Gates. Then
And the beauty of it is he is 59 years old. And so he's heading into his retirement years. So he wants to have another
He wants to
sports
have fun.
franchise.
yeah, and he wants to be like John Henry and get a nice, like, hot young wife, probably, and all that.
And I will complete the program because I know Tony the Calf's gone, but I had to do
He's
this.
gone. No.
Yeah, he's gone. What's really sad is reading this.
No.
The Minnesota Vikings struggled to a 9-8 record this past season,
They did.
failing to make the playoffs after a 5-win decline from the 2024 season. And their wide receiver, Justin Jefferson, can't help but wonder if things would have been different had Sam Darnold been under center instead of J.J. McCarthy.
Wow.
All it takes is one bad decision, and you're in Jimmy Haslam land. And the fact that Jimmy makes like 8 of them.
Yeah, he makes bad decisions on a yearly basis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I thought that was really interesting that the players sit back and say,
We should have kept big forehead guy that
yeah,
nobody liked.
we sold
Yeah.
out to a Michigan quarterback who probably wasn't that good anyway, who hasn't been able to stay healthy. And that's that. Pretty amazing. But at any rate, we're going to find out within the next 2 days or so what's up with the Cavaliers. And for the record, if you're just tuning in to the program at the end of the program, my guess is that Darius Garland will be traded, that Max Strus will be traded, that Lonzo Ball will be traded. I just
Yeah, I
don't.
think you're right.
The return, I just don't know.
Maybe we'll
But
get Laurie Markkinen back. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I don't think anybody does. And
Uh,
with all this, talk
So-
about the
so did I-
Timberwolves.
miss anything in the first half hour? Was there any news
No.
out there? Because I was away.
No, I mean,
was eating a
it's all
bacon sandwich.
speculation. I called this up front a speculation show because there are no hard facts and there's not even any good leads. It's just people doing what I'm doing this past hour, just throwing stuff out
Just
and seeing
talking
if,
bullshit for the past.
well, yeah, to see if anything sticks because there's something that isn't right. You
Yeah.
can't have this many small ball handlers on your team. There's got to be
people need to handle balls properly. Let's face it.
consolidation of roster, and that is going to be done through a trade. And I know that people are going to go ballistic if Darius Garland or when Darius Garland gets.
Well, I won't be, but I don't know who these other people are.
I would
can't
trade
speak to
him
them.
in a heartbeat if there was something really good at the end of the rainbow. If they could manage to get that in a package that dealt some players along with Darius Garland, I would be all for it because I think Darius Garland has seen his best days.
Yeah, I think he's definitely out of the league in about 2-3 years.
Or just really slowed down to the point where whatever his advantage was isn't anymore, So there you have it. Bronx,
I can't see them being traded to anybody in the East, though. I can't see us doing a deal, because I'd like to get, people like Nimhard and, guys like that are serviceable, that are, somebody like that.
They need athleticism. Kenny wants them to run and shoot and get into their offenses quickly, likes the pressure. You see what difference even a guy like Tomlin, who has no experience, or CPJ, just by bringing
running and energy and playing hard. Denny Avia would be fucking amazing on the Cavs.
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities, and when you start seeing players not playing in a game and it's not completely explained why they're not playing.
Well, that happens in England in the soccer league. We had our transfer day today, it's over, and players don't play in games when they're linked to other teams. It's just the way it is, and that's pretty routine. But the fact that it's happening in the NBA and with the Cavs is quite amazing.
I had a bunch of foreign friends. We were all into Global Head.
Yeah.
Hey. All right.
Do that on Zoom. You can zoom in with your head.
Bronk, it's time for me to go and jump into a warm shower so I can recover from this cold weather.
Is it? You got the heating on. Do you actually have heat? Are there people that don't have heat and having their pipes freeze on them?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure people living in mobile homes and stuff. There are in Florida a lot of mobile homes, and those people are suffering right now. You bet.
Wow.
All right, man. I got to get the hell out of here. But thanks for joining me, and everybody out there, thanks for joining us. We'll be back again on Friday. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastor Heads. Good night.